Hello there, my name is Dominic and today I have the Infinix Note 12 Pro 5G and the Infinix Note 12i for a very quick unboxing and specification check. But first of all, the price, starting with the Infinix Note 12i, which goes for 21,499 Kenya shillings on Xpac. The Note 12 Pro 5G goes for 34,599 Kenya shillings, also on Xpac. These prices are also similar on Jumia. When it comes to the accessories, these two devices have exactly the same accessories and exactly the same paperwork as you can see over here. The only difference is the chargers. The Infinix Note 12i has an 18-watt fast charger, while the Infinix Note 12 Pro 5G has a 33-watt fast charger. There are only three similarities between these two phones. They both have a 5000 mAh battery, they both have 128 GB of internal storage, and they both run on the same operating system, which is Android 12. Let's start the specification check with the Infinix Note 12i. This is the snowfall version of the Infinix Note 12i and it looks absolutely stunning. This back cover is a fingerprint-proof surface. And before we go into the specifications, let us first of all look all around the phone and see what we have. Starting at the bottom from your left, we have the 3.5mm audio jack, the microphone, the USB Type-C port, and the speaker. On the right side, we have the power button, which also doubles up as the fingerprint scanner, and the volume buttons on top of that. And take a look at how thin this phone is. The camera bump is almost non-existent. Now, on the left side, we have the SIM tray. This SIM tray can hold one SD card and two nano SIM cards. At the front, we have a dot-in display front camera and the earpiece on top of that. We don't have a secondary microphone at the top of this phone. This is the best budget gaming and everyday use phone, and I'm going to prove to you why. Let's go into the settings and take a look at the specifications. First of all, the screen. As you can see, this is a big screen. This screen measures 6.82 inches or 173 millimeters. It is a HD plus screen with a screen resolution of 720 by 1640. And another thing about this screen is the refresh rate. So the Infinix Note 12i has a screen refresh rate of 90 Hz, and you can actually choose between 90 Hz, 60 Hz, or auto switch refresh rate if you want to save on battery. But for best performances, especially while gaming, I would suggest that you choose 90 Hz. When it comes to performance, this phone has a Helio G85 gaming processor with 4 GB RAM, which can also be expanded up to 7 GB RAM using the MEM Fusion feature. It's in special function, MEM Fusion. So the maximum that I can set this is 3 GB. So a combined of 4 plus 3 GB is a maximum of 7 GB RAM. And this uses a part of the internal storage as RAM. And finally, this phone runs on Android 12 operating system. Using the CPU X application, let us take a look at the Helio G85 processor in depth. So this processor is an MT6769V processor. It is an octa-core 2 GHz processor, and this phone has a Mali G52 MC2 CPU. And now the sensors. Like I said, this is the best budget phone for gaming, and you can see it has a gyroscope. We've already seen the fingerprint scanner. So this phone has an accelerometer, we have an orientation sensor, a magnetic sensor, proximity sensor, a light sensor, rotation sensor, a gyroscope sensor. The gravity sensor is also available. The temperature, pressure, and humidity sensors are not available. And finally, the game rotation, step detector, and step counter sensors are available. Before I go on into the camera specifications, I would like to mention that this phone has dual speakers. The earpiece is used as the secondary speaker, and this is perfect for gaming and watching videos in landscape mode because the sound comes from both directions. And now the camera specifications. First of all, picture sizes. These are the picture sizes that you can see, but these picture sizes can be increased way much if we select the 50 megapixel option over here. And now the picture sizes are way much more bigger. These are all the camera features: short video, we have video, AI cam, beauty, portrait, super night, AR shot, slow motion, panorama, pro, documents, and time lapse. So at the back, this phone has 3 lenses. The main lens at the top, that's the 50 megapixel lens, followed by a depth sensor and a QVGA at the bottom, not forgetting the quad flash. When it comes to video recording mode, the maximum video recording on the Infinix Note 12i is 2K. This is 1440p, and I believe this is at 30 frames per second. This phone also has bokeh effect as well as video beauty mode, whereby both the maximum quality is only 720p. When it comes to the front camera, these are the picture sizes. So the front camera is an 8 megapixel lens. So what about flash? Does the front camera have flash? And indeed, yes, the front camera has dual flash, as you can see, and you can set the intensity by scrolling your finger on the screen like that. That's the lowest setting, and that's the highest, which is the brightest setting. When it comes to video recording, the front camera can also record up to a maximum of 2K, which is 1440p. The Infinix Note 12 Pro 5G is the cheapest 5G device in Kenya. I'm yet to see any other model of any other brand have a lower price than 34,599 Kenya shillings. So if you want to be an early adopter of 5G technology in Kenya, this is the phone to get. When it comes to design, I love this wavy line design at the back of the phone with the Infinix 5G logo at the back. This phone has a triple rear camera setup at the back, with the main difference with the Note 12 is that this phone has a macro camera. We'll check what the macro camera does later on in this video. The user interface on this phone is exactly the same user interface as the one on the Infinix Note 12i. But before we get into the specs, let us first of all take a look all around the phone and see what we have. Starting at the bottom from your left, we have the 3.5mm audio jack, the microphone, the USB Type-C port, and the speaker. On the right side, we have the power button, which also doubles up as the fingerprint scanner, and the volume buttons on top of that. Take a look at how slim this phone is. This phone is only 7.9 millimeters thick over here. And the camera bump is also non-existent, as you can see. Very, very slim. On the right side, we have the SIM tray. So this phone also has the minimalist SIM tray like the Infinix Note 12 VIP. This SIM tray can also hold one SD card and 2 nano SIM cards at the bottom over here. At the front, this phone has a top-notch front camera with the earpiece on top of that. So this phone also does not have the secondary microphone input at the top of the phone. And now for a very brief specification check, starting with the display. This display is smaller than the 12i because this is 6.7 inches or 170 millimeters. It is a full HD plus screen with 1080 by 2400 screen resolution. This phone is powered by a Helio Dimensity 810 processor with 8 GB RAM, with the choice of adding that up to 13 GB with memory fusion in the special functions over here. The 8 GB RAM can be extended up to 13 GB by setting the virtual RAM as 5 GB. Right now it's set at 3 GB for a total of 11 GB, but the maximum, as you can see, is 13 GB. So the CPU on this phone is the MT6833P, which is MediaTek Dimensity 810. It has 8 cores, 2 of which are 2.4 GHz Cortex-A76 and 6 of which are 2.0 GHz Cortex-A55. And this phone has a Mali G57 MC2 GPU. What about the sensors? So this phone has all the sensors like the Note 12i. It has an accelerometer, orientation, magnetic, proximity, light, rotation, gyroscope, as well as gravity sensors. The temperature, pressure, and humidity sensors are not available. And finally, the game rotation, step detector, and step counter sensors are available. When it comes to the camera, the Infinix Note 12 Pro 5G has a triple rear camera setup at the back. The main lens at the top is 108 megapixels, followed by a 2 megapixel depth sensor in the middle, and finally a 2 megapixel macro lens at the bottom. And this phone also has quad flash. When it comes to video recording, this phone also can record up to a maximum of 2K, which is 1440p at 30 frames per second. And this happens for both the front and rear cameras. This phone also has the video beauty mode as well as the bokeh mode, whereby the maximum quality is also 720p. So something that we don't have on this phone is video stabilization. So the only Infinix Note 12 with stabilization is the Note 12 VIP. The front camera also has dual LED flash, but those two LEDs are located on the same location over here. And that was my quick assessment of the Infinix Note 12i and the Infinix Note 12 Pro 5G. If you want a gaming everyday use phone, just get the Infinix Note 12i. It's cheap. But if you want to experiment with 5G speeds in Kenya, then get the Infinix Note 12 Pro 5G, which is the cheapest 5G device in Kenya as of right now. That's it. Thank you for watching and goodbye.